All right, this is Kristen. I'm here with Leaf Report, and I am at the manufacturing facility for Green Road CBD in Southern Florida. So I am here with Megan. Hi, Megan.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm great, thank you. So Megan, can you introduce yourself for me and for our viewers? Tell me what your position is here.
For sure. So my name is Megan. I'm the Vice President of Operations here at Green Roads.
Okay.
I'm also a pharmacist as well, so I'm one of the 3 pharmacists here on staff. I'm in charge of all the manufacturing that you see in Green Roads: tinctures, creams, lotions, capsules, soft gels. We do the bulk of their manufacturing here.
Okay, that's awesome. I love that you guys are all pharmacists. You know what you're doing.
Yes, we definitely know what we're doing. And I have a degree to show you for it.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. So today what we're going to do, Megan is going to take me around this facility and we're going to show you, I have this cream right here, but we're going to kind of show you from start to finish how this works. So from step 1 all the way to the finished product. I'm really excited that you're doing this for us, Megan. All right, so we are going to show you the process of start to finish. So from when the raw materials come till the finished product. So Megan is just gonna kind of give us a brief overview of all those steps, and then we're gonna take you through all of them. So why don't you start, just give me a brief overview of all the steps from when we get the raw materials starting.
So all raw material comes in and it's all tested. We make sure that the potency is correct and that we have no heavy metals, pesticides, residual solvents. We're making sure that our starting material is clean before we even start blending. Once we clear our material, it goes back into blending. Any recipe that we're blending the material with will all be documented and all of it's tracked. After it's blended, we test it again in-house to make sure our potency is correct. Once that's released, we then release it to packaging. Once it's packaged, we send it out to third-party final testing, and we've wrapped up our product.
All right, so we're going to see all these steps. So the first step we will start with is the raw material. So what that looks like when it gets shipped here. So you have some for us to look at, right?
Yeah, we definitely do. We always have a lot of raw material in stock.
Okay, awesome. So Megan's going to show us. She has some right here that she's going to show us. So this is what the material looks like when it first arrives here.
So this is your full spectrum distillate. There's currently 5 kilos of it, and we'll break this down into all our full spectrum oils and into other oils to make sure that we're ready to go.
All right, great. So first step right here. Oh, no. Yeah, you can put that down if you want. Okay, so we get the raw material, and then after that comes in, you said that you test it first, right? You get that in, and then that gets tested right away.
Yes, all testing, third party done, minus our potency in-house, and everything gets sent out. We want to make sure that we start off with the best raw material possible to blend all our products.
Okay, so then once the results come back, they're to your specifications. What's the second step?
So depending on what orders we have, we'll execute a batch record. Okay. So it'll immediately go to blending, depending on what our needs are. So we'll release it, they'll dispense it, and we'll go into blending to see how the blending process is done. Once it's blended, it's put on hold again, we'll test it again, and then it's released to packaging, as long as all the steps are cleared.
Okay, so it seems like you guys keep like amazing records. You're documenting everything, which is great. So I guess the next step that we'll take a look at is the blending process. All right, so now we are at the second step, which is the blending. You'll notice we're in this blending room, and we are fully covered. Everything from shoes, we have these gowns on. What do you call this gown? Is there a name?
Just a lab coat that goes over, pretty much.
Okay, a lab coat. I'm like, what do you call this thing? So we're fully covered. We have masks, we have hair nets, everything, just so the product stays clean and pure, right?
Yeah, we follow good manufacturing practices. So everything, we're always gowned up, making sure that everything is as sterile as can be.
Okay, great. So we're in the blending process. So why don't you tell me about what happens in here? So after we've already talked about the raw materials. When it gets back from getting the testing, what happens next?
So we'll execute a batch record. Today we're blending our full spectrum PCR that'll go into all our oils. We want to make sure that our oils are at a certain standard and obviously within specs, so we start off with this material first. From there, this will go into all of Green Road's full spectrum oils to be packaged and shipped to customers.
Okay, great. So it looks like there's some stuff happening right behind me, right? So This is some oil being blended right now?
Yes, this is currently our full spectrum PCR being blended right now. It's roughly about 30 kilos of it. So this will go into a vast majority of products.
Okay, wow, it's interesting because the way it looks when it comes in, it's like, I mean, you said it's kind of hard, right? Because I didn't.
Yeah, so it's completely hard. We have to melt down that process, and we normally put it inside a carrier oil, so it makes it easier to blend faster and make sure that the product is coming out good every time. So we have the same consistencies.
Okay, and then also I just wanted to retouch on what you said. So after something like this happens, the blending, then you retest it for the potency again to make sure it's to the standard or what the bottle says, right?
Correct. So everything gets retested once it's blended in here because we don't want to package anything that would be subpotent. Everything we make sure we hit on target or above target to make sure that our customer is getting full efficacy of the product. Nothing leaves this facility unless it's tested almost 3 times at this point.
That's really great. And then I know earlier you also showed me the packet that packet of papers that people have to sign off on twice. What was that again? Can you tell me just a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. So in our manufacturing and in our production, we have batch manufacturing records and batch production records. All those records have pretty much 15 pages apiece, making sure that all the documents are there, that the line was cleared, that it was properly cleaned. Any product that is dispensed has its lot number, what was dispensed, and there's 2 signatures going on that every time. And if we're back here, the blending has the recipe of what we're following. They're making sure that it's the same recipe every time. We're making sure that we're blending the same way every time, and that the product is uniform every time.
Okay, so you guys are really like checking and double checking and triple checking everything over and over and over again to make sure to make sure the consumer is getting what they want, right?
Exactly. We pretty much, there's almost 4 to 5 signatures that sign off every product.
Wow, that's really great. All right, so what's the next step? Where are we going to go next?
So next, once the product is released from in process, we'll go to packaging and we'll see how the product's packaged.
All right, sounds good. All right, so after the blending process, now we're in the packaging phase, right?
Correct.
Okay, so why don't you tell me what the first step is here with the packaging?
So definitely the first step is to make sure the product's cleared. So we make sure the product's cleared. Once it's cleared, our lead blender and our lead packaging will meet together. Hey, this product's cleared, and we're gonna hand it off to you guys. So the first step is we'll put it in the filler. So she'll be filling, capping, and then it goes on into the labeling process, sealed, lotted, and then we put it into containers to be brought outside to then be put in its final packaging.
Okay, so first right here, she's filling it.
She's filling.
Simply. Okay, so there's empty bottles down here, and then can I see one of those, or is that okay? Just so. Okay, so we have these empty bottles, and then the first step is they're using this cool machine.
Yeah, so she'll fill this first. And not only that, we make sure that all the weight of our product is correct. So roughly about every 3 to 4 minutes, they're weighing the bottles, making sure that it's the correct amount of cream inside of it. We document it about every 15 to 30 minutes, but in all actuality, we're making sure every 3-4 minutes that, hey, the machine's running right, we're not varying too much, and that our consumer is going to get a full bottle.
Okay, wow, that's really great. Cool. So yeah, I see your little scale over here, and then I see a lid being screwed on. That's what it is, right?
Yeah, it's as simple as that.
Okay.
She'll screw on the top. That bottle also has an outer bottle, so it'll be punched in, and then it goes into the line to be then labeled and then sealed and lotted.
Okay, great, perfect. So we have the first step right here, which is the bottling. They take these empty bottles, fill them up, and then it looks like right here the lid gets screwed on. Can I touch one of these? Is that okay? All right. So the lid will get screwed on. And then there's an outer bottling as well, Megan told me, which is, can I touch one of these? Is that okay? I just want to make sure. So then the outer bottle gets put on, right? Okay, cool. Oh, wow. It gets kind of like sealed. Okay, cool. And then the next step here is they all get, then they'll go on to this rotating thing. What's that called? Rotating thing?
Yeah. It's a rotating pan, essentially. You were close.
Okay.
But yeah, the rotating thing then brings it over.
Okay, perfect. And then they get lined up here, and now this is where they get labeled.
Correct.
Okay, that's cool. I want to watch one. Is this going to happen right here in front of my eyes? Wow, that was amazing. Did you see that? Oh yeah, one's about to get done. It's so fast. Okay, and then they'll come over here in this line, and then what is this rotating pan?
This one starts accumulating. We'll have a bunch of them here, and then she's putting the safety seals on to make sure that you know the product's not tampered with.
Oh, okay, that's great. So then the safety seal goes on. I see how she's wrapping those on, and then these will come out over here. Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Comes out into the line,
Okay.
and then it goes through the heat tunnel to ensure that the seal gets properly sealed. And then at the end, we have our spray lotting, which lots the bottom of the bottles to make sure that you have the correct batch.
Okay, great. So this one's going in, so we'll watch that go in. And is that, it just kind of like heats it? Is that what it does? It like a vacuum seal heater? Okay, cool. All right, and then the next, I think I see the little sprayer. It's right under there, right? It sprays the lot number on the bottom.
Yeah, so you have a little eye that'll read the bottle, and then at the bottom, it's going to spray whatever lot number and expiration date that we're currently running.
Did it just do that fast? It doesn't stop or anything? It just, wow, that's cool. All right, and then they go on this rotating table, and then someone will take them all, I see, and put them on these trays.
Yeah, so these trays will hold them because we're in a GMP area that we have to be all gowned up. We can't have any cardboard back here. So all the bottles get taken out and they'll be in the main warehouse area. And we'll package them into their appropriate box and then lotted once again with expiration date. And then they go into quarantine again and we send them out for final product testing.
Wow, this is all very, very amazing. I love it. So yeah, so this is the last stop. So after this, then it goes to packaging and testing again, right?
Yes, everything has its QR code, final tested, gets sent out, third party, so you know it's reliable, and it gets into the consumer's hands.
Wow, that's great. So lots of crossing T's, dotting I's, lots of steps here that go into making these products, but very thorough and yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Megan.
No, thank you for being here.
Of course, sure. All right, Megan, so just to kind of recap what we just went over, again, here we kind of have all the steps laid out. So will you just tell me what each of those are again?
Of course. So we have our active raw material, which we start with, our distillate,
Okay.
again, melted down, tested. Then we bring it to blending, how we saw in the back. This will be our product that will be going inside of the current cream that we're showing. So this is
Okay.
our cream. Again, once this is blended, we test this again to make sure the potency is correct.
So at this step, already 2 tests have been done.
Correct.
Wow, okay.
And then from here, you have the sequencing of the bottling,
Okay.
labeled to its final packaging. And then from there, we send it out again to get tested.
Wow, perfect. All right, so 3 tests. Yeah, this is great. Thank you so much.
No, no problem.